Hello everyone and welcome to Barca News. It's January 21st, 2023 and Barcelona will be signing Atletico de Madrid's winger Yannick Carrasco in the summer of 2023. Also, it seems that Moukoko won't be signing for Barcelona, and Lucas Roman's former club's president has given us a glimpse of what this signing will mean for Barcelona. We have a lot to discuss, so let's begin. Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. My name is Mo and we'll begin with the news that Barcelona are set to face off against Getafe at the Spotify Camp Nou tomorrow, Sunday, January the 22nd. And the club have now revealed the list of players that will participate in this match. And those players are Marc Ter Stegen, Héctor Bellerín, Ronald Araujo, Sergio Busquets, Ousmane Dembélé, Pedri, Ansu Fati, Iñaki Peña, Andreas Christensen, Marcos Alonso, Jordi Alba, Frank Kessie, Sergi Roberto, Frankie de Jong, Rafinha, Jules Koundé, Eric Garcia, Balde, Gavi, Pablo Torre, Arnau Tenas, and Angel Alarcón. Now, Robert Lewandowski and Ferran Torres will not be available for this match since they're both serving suspensions after receiving red cards. And in the pre-match press conference, Xavi spoke about what he expects in this match against Getafe. And Xavi said, "Getafe are a side who defend really well, playing with 5 at the back, normally with direct football. They win many duels. It's going to be a complicated game. They defend really well. It's going to be difficult. We will have to attack well, move the ball quickly. We hope that we can maintain our good form and take the 3 points." Now, in this press conference, Xavi confirmed that Barcelona were able to negotiate as part of the transfer of Memphis Depay to Atletico de Madrid, a purchase clause that would allow the club to sign Yannick Carrasco in the summer for around 15 to 20 million euros. Now, it seems that Barcelona consider the arrival of Yannick Carrasco as a reinforcement for the squad. And since they weren't able to negotiate a swap deal for Yannick Carrasco for Memphis Depay, they negotiated this purchase clause, and it's now being confirmed that Barcelona have told Yannick Carrasco's camp that the club will definitely sign him in the summer of 2023. Now, this report also says that the arrival of Carrasco at the Camp Nou will see the departure of one of Barcelona's attackers who the club don't think he's currently living up to his expectation. But the report doesn't mention which player it is. But I would like to hear from you, so leave a comment down below letting me know which player will be leaving in the summer to allow for the arrival of Yannick Carrasco. Now, one player who won't be arriving at the club in the summer is Moukoko. Now, Moukoko is one of the most promising talents in European football, and Barcelona were very interested in signing him so he can be Robert Lewandowski's replacement once the Polish striker's contract expires with the club. And Barcelona were hoping to sign Moukoko in the winter for a small fee. However, La Liga informed the club that they weren't going to be able to sign any players because they're currently over their wage limit. Now, Barcelona were then hoping to sign Moukoko in the summer when he became a free agent. However, Dortmund were very keen on renewing the contract of the player because they wanted to sell him later on and make some money on his transfer fee. Now, there were other clubs also interested in Moukoko in the Premier League. However, it's reported that the German attacker had ruled out any possibilities of going to the Premier League and that he was only considering either renewing his contract with Dortmund or signing for Barcelona in the summer as a free agent. Now, it's also reported that Moukoko was considering renewing his contract with Dortmund and then negotiating a low release clause which would allow Barcelona to sign him in 2 years, which is when Robert Lewandowski's contract will expire, because it's reported that Moukoko was worried about getting playing time in Barcelona with the presence of Lewandowski on the squad. Well, it's now being reported in German media that Moukoko has agreed to extend his contract with Dortmund until the summer of 2026. And it seems that the Bundesliga club rejected Moukoko's condition to negotiate a low release clause that would allow Barcelona to sign him in the future. Now, it seems that Moukoko agreed to extend his contract with Dortmund because he prioritized his growth, because he was worried about not getting playing time at Barcelona since he wasn't going to be a starter right away. However, he is a starter right now at Dortmund, so he prioritized his growth and development and getting more playing time at the Bundesliga club. Now, it's reported that Moukoko's main priority is still to arrive at Barcelona in the future because it's always been his dream to play for the Catalan club. However, we're going to have to see what this decision to renew his contract with Dortmund will do to Barcelona's desire to sign Moukoko, because the club were looking to sign Moukoko right now so he can train under the tutelage of Lewandowski. And we're also going to have to see whether Barcelona will be willing to pay Moukoko's release clause, which as of now, we don't know how much it is, but we do know that it's not a low release clause that Moukoko wanted in his contract to allow Barcelona to sign him in the future. Now, as I reported in yesterday's video, Barcelona want to meet with Frank Kessie in order to discuss the future of the player, and it's now being revealed that this meeting will take place this weekend, where the club has scheduled a meeting with Frank Kessie's agent in order to discuss the player's future and in order to discuss the possible swap between Frank Kessie and Marcelo Brozovic. Now, Kessie hasn't been getting much playing time this season, and as a result, there have been a lot of rumors linking him with an exit out of Barcelona. However, Frank Kessie has made it very clear that he wants to remain at the club. And it's also reported that Xavi has instructed the club not to sell Kessie in the winter because he wants to give him until the end of the season to see if he adapts to the Barcelona style of play. Now, despite all of this, Barcelona have scheduled a meeting this weekend with Frank Kessie's agent to discuss the player's future and his willingness to agree to that swap deal with Inter Milan for Marcelo Brozovic. Now, it seems that Inter Milan are having a little bit of doubts right now about the swap deal because they reportedly want money and Frank Kessie for Marcelo Brozovic, but Barcelona are not willing to pay money. They only want a player-to-player swap because they consider that both Frank Kessie and Marcelo Brozovic have the same market value. Now, it seems that Barcelona want to offer Frank Kessie the swap deal during the meeting. However, Xavi doesn't want to pressure the player, so if he leaves, it will be on his own accord, and if he stays, then Xavi will be okay with that decision. However, it seems that the club are more in favor of Frank Kessie leaving because he has a very high salary that the club don't mind taking off their books, and he also arrived for free, so the club are looking to make some money off his transfer the same way they did with Memphis Depay, who arrived for free, and Barcelona were able to sell him for 4 million euros plus that purchase clause of around 15 to 20 million euros for Yannick Carrasco. Now, it seems that Barcelona are very interested in Marcelo Brozovic because they consider his arrival as a reinforcement for the squad, and if they can't negotiate a swap deal with Inter Milan between Kessie and Marcelo Brozovic, then Barcelona are willing to negotiate a loan deal for Marcelo Brozovic until the end of the season with an option to buy in the summer of 2023. Now, Inter Milan haven't said no to this proposition, and they're willing to sit down and negotiate with Barcelona to see what they are willing to offer. Now, the Serie A is not the only league with several clubs interested in signing Frank Kessie. It seems that Chelsea are also interested in signing the Ivorian midfielder. Now, as I reported previously, Barcelona signed the Argentinian wonderkid Lucas Roman, and now the president of his former club, Ferrocarril del Oeste, has given us a glimpse of what Barcelona should expect of the signing of one of the most promising talents coming out of Argentinian football. Now, the president of Ferrocarril del Oeste, Pandolfi, said, "Can I commit hearsay? He has a lot of things from Messi. The scouts saw that. He has a short dribble, a mid-distance shot. Obviously, he is hundreds of kilometers away, but he has those characteristics. They have been following him for a while. He was in Argentina youth under 16 and youth under 18, always advanced compared to his age. He made his debut in our team at the age of 16 and was always there to start. They pay 1.2 million and we reserve 15% of future sale. Barca will pay 2 million if the footballer plays 20 games, 3 if he reaches 30, or 4 if he reaches 40. The fee could reach a total of 5.2 million euros. Now, Lucas Roman also has other characteristics that are similar to Messi, such as the fact that he is a left-footed attacker who could also play on the right wing and as a center forward, just like Messi. But aside from all these similarities, it's important that we remain patient and wait to see what Lucas Roman has to offer, because after all, we've seen what comparing Messi to young players does, where we've seen a lot of careers being ruined because of the added pressure on these young players. Now, it's also important to know that there's no one like Lionel Messi, and we're probably not going to see anyone like him for many decades to come. But if Lucas Roman can offer us even 50% of what Lionel Messi offered us, this will be a huge signing for the club. Now, on to the news that the Moroccan Hakim Ziyech has reportedly offered himself to Barcelona. Now, Ziyech is a 29-year-old attacker who can play as an attacking midfielder and as a winger, and who currently plays for Chelsea. And it seems that Hakim Ziyech is worried about his playing time, given that Chelsea are currently on a spending spree in a winter transfer market, signing players left and right. and as a result, Hakim Ziyech has reportedly offered himself to Barcelona. Now, Hakim Ziyech is not the only Chelsea player who has offered himself to Barcelona. It seems that Jorginho has offered himself through his agent to the club. Now, Barcelona were considering signing Jorginho in the summer as a free agent. However, they had discarded that option because they considered that Jorginho was not the right profile of the player that they were looking for, and also because it didn't seem that Jorginho wanted to come to the club. Well, now Jorginho, after not receiving the offers that he was expecting in the market, he has reportedly offered himself to Barcelona. Now on to the news that the Kings League 4 final matches will be played at the Spotify Camp Nou at the end of March. Now the Kings League is a league that was formed by Gerard Piqué, where it has a 7-man teams that play 40-minute matches, and where the clubs in this league are headed by the 12 most popular streamers in Spain. And it seems that the final 4 matches of this Kings League will be played at the Spotify Cup now at the end of March. Now, there's been a lot of talk about the decision of Barcelona to allow these matches to take place in their stadium in the Spanish media, mocking Barcelona for allowing this. However, these matches will generate a lot of revenue for the club, and given the club's need to increase their revenues, I welcome this idea. Because after all, Barcelona need to increase their revenues so they can continue signing players in the summer, so they can get out of this financial hole that the previous president Bartomeu left us in. Now, speaking of the Kings League, it seems that Gerard Piqué has signed up for this league because his itch to play football has not gone away. But in doing this, he's still maintaining his promise to not play for any other club that competes with Barcelona. Now on to the news that Barcelona have confirmed something that I reported about a few days ago, and that is that the 21-year-old midfielder Álvaro Sanz, who plays for Barca Athletic, has left the club and joined the second division team Mirandés on a free transfer. However, Barcelona will maintain 45% of the player's rights. Now, this is not the only Barca Athletic player that will be leaving. Víctor Barberá will also be leaving at the end of the season when his contract expires with the club. And he has reportedly refused to negotiate with Barcelona a contract renewal, and it seems like he will be joining the Belgium club Bruges. Now, one Barca Athletic player who will not be leaving is Ángel Alarcón, the 18-year-old attacker who Xabi used in the match against Ceuta and who has now called up for the match against Getafe tomorrow, because it seems that Xabi is very impressed with this young attacker, and he has instructed the club to extend the contract of the player, and it seems that the player has agreed to stay, so both parties will begin negotiating the extension of the relationship. Now, we will end today's video with the news that Luis Enrique is currently negotiating with Brazil so he can become the coach. However, he is not the only option, but he is on the short list to replace Tite, who resigned after Brazil were eliminated from the Qatar World Cup. Now, as a former Barcelona player and a former Barcelona coach, I always wish Luis Enrique the best in his career. And I hope that he finds a place that respects him and that treats him well, especially after how he was treated when he was the coach of Spain, where the mainstream media, who are mostly pro-Real Madrid, constantly crucified him and criticized him, and they constantly wished for his demise because they couldn't stomach the idea that a culé was at the head of their national squad, and they always blamed him for the failures of Spain, saying that the failures were due to the fact that he had called up way more Barcelona players than Real Madrid, even though most Real Madrid are foreign players. So that is it for today. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, please give me a like. Also, I'd like to invite all of you to please leave a comment down below, giving me all your thoughts and opinions about all the news that I share with you. And finally, I would like to invite all of you to please subscribe to the channel so you can stay current on all the latest news in regards to our beloved club, FC Barcelona. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next video. And as always, peace, Barça.